Blake, Hudson asked you to go over and ask them for a long wait.
Off you go.
Blake.
You're so spicy.
Blake.
Do as you're told.
Mum's already told him to go to bed.
I think Blake might be AFK.
Skill mate.
Everyone's in the same group, yeah.
Blake.
I'm getting a wine glass. I'll be right back.
Ask him for a left-handed screwdriver next time.
Right, I'm going to take my foot downstairs.
Here we go.
Okay, so everyone who's not AFK, we're going to be heading over to this direction to get seated. So
fucking go here.
let's all head over.
I'm going to break. Let's go.
I'll see who's
Bye,
not there.
Larkinson. Poor guy.
He's going to be so confused. It's going to be great.
This is the one night you
Yeah, we
shouldn't
got
go
the thing,
AFK. Probably the one night you shouldn't go AFK.
Yeah.
Right, just form a column, because he said wait to be seated.
What's a column?
Looks like both Blake and Larkinson are currently AFK.
It's alright, we'll let them panic when they realise
No.
everyone's on.
No, we good to sit down?
I mean, down to you, mate. You sit down if you
Alright.
want,
Off you go then.
or you can stand there and learn. Yeah,
And it's
drills.
Oh, Larkinson's panicking. He's running in circles.
They've no clue where to go.
Go on, Morgan, go get him.
Alright. Oh, no, no, I'm trapped.
Oh no, Morgan can't get out.
There we are. Larkinson, oh, there we go. Yeah, this way, mate. Just take a seat.
Yeah, Blake. The one time when everyone goes.
What's going on with Blake?
Blake just disconnected.
Oh well, we can catch up. I'm not digging into any more of your time. Hello and welcome to the first night of Junior Management and Leadership course. It'll be one of 3, potentially 4 nights, depending on how well you grasp the course and how much information you gather and how well you do as a team and as individuals. All of your instructors are here tonight. It will be myself, Fellows, Pavey, Fisher, and Alex. You all know who we are and you all know what we do. Same rules apply to your normal courses. If you need to go AFK, just stop us mid-sentence. We're not going to shout at you. Just jump out your chair, take a knee, and then come back. No need to ask to rejoin. Just come back and take a seat. Happy?
Yep.
Yes.
Cool. Excellent. And you've already answered my next question, which was whenever someone asks you something, whether it's instructors or your peers, please don't just sit there and not respond. Give them a yes, give them a no. At least give them a little woo, give them a little head bob. Just we all know we're all listening to each other. Cool. Blake's going to catch up and we're going to move on. But tonight, it's going to be, unfortunately, a lot of it will be theory based and us sitting down, just talking and having a good chinwag with each other, sharing some opinions we might have on some of the topics. Chat, nothing too intense. At the end of the night, you will be doing some practical stuff, but we will jump onto that when we come to it. So, everyone got some notepad and pen, yeah? Something to take notes on. I know. Who is it? One of you likes to flex with an iPad and let me know every time I teach you something. It was actually Cap on phase 1 the other night. It weren't any of you lot. Okay. So, first thing we're going to cover is some core values of not just JHC, not just number 1 group, but Air Command in general. This course was written by Mr. Jones, as some of you may know, is an officer in the RAF in real life. So just so people can try and have a grasp of it, Larkinson, you may probably know a lot of the answers to this question. So
Yes, sir.
please hold back from your internal excitement of screaming the answer like a child in year 7 maths. Let everyone else have the sort of your opinion and option to have a chat. If no one's given me any answers, I'll pick on them, and if people still want to be shy, then we'll let you teach the course. Cool.
Rock and roll.
So RF core values should be at the heart of our daily operations in game, and despite of air command comprising of army and RAF squadrons, it is important to apply these in aviation. So the acronym we actually use is RISE. Does anyone want to have a crack at what that might stand for? There's no such thing as a wrong answer. No such thing as a stupid answer, unless you are genuinely just stupid. None of you are.
It's our respect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Integrity.
Perfect. Someone else?
Selfless commitment.
Say again, Flockton. You're on whispering, mate.
Selfless commitment.
No, but that is a
Safe.
good one. That's one of the army ones, isn't it?
Yes.
No, that's not an Air Force one, but that is a good one to live by and stand by. Who said
Safety.
something?
Safety?
No, again, that is a good answer.
Service.
Service, bang on. Is Larkinson sending you the messages?
No.
Are you sure?
Don't forget about my daddy.
Touch.
Oh, okay, you're banned from
Unsure
answering
if
questions.
he's like-
Unfortunately, that's still me. But I haven't been sending messages.
Oh, what happens outside of jam? Oh, yeah, just keep it to yourselves. Someone who's not Larkinson or Moses. E. Big Barry. E. What do you reckon E could stand for?
No clue. No clue. Sorry.
It's fine. Pollard.
Excellence.
You was an air cadet, weren't you?
I was.
Is that how you know the answer?
Yes.
Right. I'm not gonna moan at you for that one. Welcome, Blake.
Yeah, man, I don't know shit itself, sorry about
I can't even spell excellence.
One next to me, Blake.
Yeah, neither can I.
Take a seat, Blake. You might want to go around the side and
Excellent.
brush cheek to cheek with fellows.
Just a quick one.
ECC
What was the S again?
S is
Service.
service.
Service. Thank you.
Don't think much.
Has he got an X in it?
So
No.
Yes.
when we're
Wait,
talking
does
about
it?
about Rise, how do you think that fits in with what we do, what you do as your role on server? I know some of you have not done very many roles, but how do you think that could fit in? An example of where potentially so far you haven't seen someone using Rise and living by them core values whilst on server one. Anyone got any examples, or can anyone think of a possible example that may not have happened but could potentially happen?
Yeah, when you got shocked.
Oh, that was someone outside of their command, so unfortunately.
Throwing someone off the edge of an aircraft carrier.
Oh, when it is applied or when it's not?
Either or either, mate.
Follow.
Either.
When it should be applied is when we transport reinserts.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. When the guys in 18 have sort of one platoon or two platoon in, they're always very courteous, even towards like the infantry.
Okay. What about integrity, service, and excellence? How could that be implemented on transportation ops?
So integrity, they're not dicking about on comms.
Cool. I'm gonna stop you there. Wick, how about service? How could we implement service whilst we're doing transportation ops?
In my opinion, in terms of service, that would be, making sure we're doing our jobs to the best of our extent, best of our ability, making sure that we provide the service, which is transporting or doing a MERT run for the infantry. So that's what our service would be, and doing it to the best of our ability.
Yeah, nice. And Morgan, what about excellence? How do we show excellence whilst we're doing transportation ops?
Going above and beyond. So not just getting them from point A to point B, but making sure when they land, they know where they're going to be and what's going to be waiting for them when they're there.
Yeah, that's fine. For the part you missed, Blake, we're going over RAF core values, which is the acronym RISE. We'll go over it. Barry, what does R stand for?
R stands for respect.
Lovely. Cross, what does I stand for?
Integrity.
Cullen, S.
Service.
And Wick, E.
Excellent.
Perfect.
now, cadets.
Oh, fuck me, another space cadet. Jesus Christ. It looks like I'm just going to be teaching this course to Truman and Ross because they seem to be the only people who weren't space cadets in the RAF or had a dad in the RAF.
Oh, I'm there too.
I wasn't RAF or have a dad in the RAF.
Oh, but you know the army stuff and it's pretty much the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. Anyone got any examples of when it hasn't been used or when... Come on,
Bad comms.
Comms, okay. So how could we implement that with...
Making sure we say, like over and out when it's needed. Not at the same time, but, on messages.
So what part does that fall under? Does that fall under respect, integrity, service, excellence?
Integrity, I would say.
I would disagree. I would think that would actually be excellence.
I'd agree with excellence.
Yeah.
They're both really. You'll be down for
Yeah,
respect
both.
as well.
Both? What are we thinking? Why respect, like I said?
Because the person you're talking to, I would guess, giving you everything rise-wise, and if you just effectively flip them off by not giving the same back, you're not showing them the respect they deserve for doing their job properly.
Yeah, agree with that.
Agreed.
Yeah, I'd say it's respect. It shouldn't be excellence because it's how it's supposed to be done. Excellence is going above what you're supposed to be doing.
That's why I think it would be service because it's expected. It's what you should be doing at a base level.
Yeah.
Agree with Morgan on that, service.
I think it's an amalgamation of all of Rise,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Let's
We
just
stick to
let's
Rise.
just
We
cut to the
agree on
chase.
Rise.
It's a big word. It should fly. It's good.
I mean, it was you, Cullen, who brought up the point of comms.
Yeah.
Was it? Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like with that one, you've uncovered a bit of a gold mine of where it could fit in with everything. So fair play to you on that one. Anyone else seen any situations? We'll get a couple more examples of where they haven't seen
There's
someone leaving by Rise. Go on.
there's times that I've seen. Well, we all take it as banter, but the infantry might not. When we're stood about at the start of an op night and we're having a bit of banter, ripping into each other. The infantry wouldn't see that as integrity.
Yeah.
My personal opinion.
Yeah, that's cool. That's fine. On the point of that, this is a promotional course and a leadership course. Once you've done this, everyone in here, apart from the officers and sergeants, will be capable of becoming the rank minimum of corporal, provided that you have done the prior courses as well. So with this course, be becoming junior leaders, and the officers, you will be learning how to fulfill your role. And the Army Air Corps lot, you will be learning this course so you can fly helicopters and not get demoted for not being full sergeant. But there may be times where you have to show your leadership that you learned on JMLC prior, or whether it be teaching a course or teaching a future pilot how to fly on their elementary. Everyone's going to learn stuff out of this. So give us one more example if anyone's got one, whether it be good or bad.
Blue on blue.
Blue on blue. Okay. Go down.
Whack
down-
of everything.
Go down the respect.
Where's Dryden at?
Is that he's not
Yeah, it's pretty
teaching.
disrespectful.
He's not teaching on this course.
Is it more disrespectful if you miss, though?
We'll leave that one for the person who's in that situation to decide. But why is that going against excellence? Blue on blue in. Whether it's intentional or unintentional.
It should never happen.
Exactly.
Yeah. Why
'Cause if
should
you
it
do
not happen?
everything right, it should happen.
Because
Good,
it
good,
is ugly providing an ECAS request, and then we're dropping 30mm rounds on the guys that have just asked us for ECAS. We're not providing and going beyond the service that they request.
Cool. I think the comment that you made there, as I think it was Blake who said, that is also excellence as well. You're not particularly providing excellence, are you? If you're tier 1 in and tier 2 and potentially tier 4 in people on the ground who have asked for your assistance, you're not providing the excellence there. And then the integrity part of it is obviously something's gone wrong and you've not found the problem before it happened. But that's something we will also go on to next. Leads us quite nicely onto our second topic of the evening, being something called just culture. Moses, Larkinson, and any of the space cadets, just stand up if you know, or actually anyone, stand up if you know or heard of the comment just culture.
Acronym, do you say?
No, not acronym, just the phrase just culture.
No.
No one? Just Moses? Cool. Moses,
Yeah.
do you reckon you could explain to us what just culture is?
It's typically, if I remember right, it's typically defined as when mistakes are thought of as being part of an organisation rather than an individual. So it's the environment in which the individual is placed leads to those errors. That's how we use it at work. Yeah.
Is it
Yeah.
like what they
Please
also
sit back
call
down now.
human factors?
Thank you.
Yeah. So essentially, just culture. When Mr. Jones made this course, I was quite shocked when I read it the first time because at the time I was working at Stansted Airport and we use just culture exactly the same way as he uses it in the RAF now. It's basically a stopgate. So say something goes wrong, someone does something wrong. They have the opportunity to then own up to it. They look, put my hands up, I've done something. Well, bye, fellows. Look, I put my hands up, I've done something wrong. Do as you wish. We can't then look at that as a negative because someone's using their integrity to go, yeah, I messed up, I done wrong. See where I'm going with it so far?
Yeah.
A lot of that in engineering. All over the
Yeah.
place.
That's what it
sure.
was in the airport with us because there was a lot of things that could go wrong. So for an example, I was pushing a Airbus A320 back at night from the apron onto a taxiway. The guy who I was pushing with pushed the left-hand side main gear onto the grass, a fully loaded aircraft with loads of people waiting to go on holiday to Tenerife, and it had been raining all morning. So you know what happened.
Wow.
Yeah,
Happens.
clunk.
Happens.
The back left wheel got stuck in the mud, and the plane was there. And the plane was stuck there. Is that his fault so far?
Yes.
Okay, we won't.
I
Won't
mean,
go
Depends
over
on the
this.
Both of
circumstances,
your
really.
faults.
Yeah,
it depends.
Wait, hold there.
There's a lot.
Depends on the circumstances, yeah?
Yeah.
So what if I then turn around and say that taxiway was a sharp 90-degree right-hand turn and the corners were not lit up? Is that still his fault?
Yes.
Partially.
If you
Depends.
feel you
Depends
can't
again.
do something, you shouldn't do it.
No, but that is true. But if you're relying on someone that messes up, is it then your fault?
I mean,
Go on.
my question is, did he just hold his hands up for that? You know, when the higher ups came over, did he hold his hands up? And say,
he held his hand up to it and went. His words were, "Sorry, it happened. It shouldn't have happened. I shouldn't have pushed the plane back at all."
okay.
The reason why he put his hands up and said that was because the taxiway was not fit enough for a sharp 90-degree dogleg pushback like that. At night, during the daytime, it's fine because asphalt, grass, got to be a bit of special to not be able to tell the difference. But at night, pitch black, all you've got is a little blue light like the ones on the taxiway behind you. It's not illuminating anything at all. So that was raised as a just culture problem. The outcome of that was he had no reprimand against him. He was actually praised for putting his hands up and saying, "Look, I did wrong. I shouldn't have pushed the plane back." And it just led into an investigation of how can we make this not happen again. So the outcome of that problem was, yes, a lot of people were late on their holiday and a lot of people were angry, but shit happens, and they were back underway within 3 hours. Another plane was brought in from Stansted Airport, so not Stansted, Gatwick Airport, and they were back on their way. But preventing the problem happening again in the future, an investigation was launched, and what the outcome was is that floodlights were put on the bottom of the tug to see underneath the aircraft because they were only put on top, and to be honest, they'll just reflect off the nose cone of the airframe. So floodlights were put at the bottom of the tug so we could see all the way down the back of the airframe and beyond. And also the entrance to the taxiway was widened either side by 2 meters, and that was also floodlit to the left and right as well. That's what we mean by just culture. It's not a blameless culture where if you do endless amount of things wrong, it's not your fault because you put your hands up. That's not what we're getting at with just culture. It's more of a, look, I put my hands up, I've done something wrong, let's all work together to make sure that doesn't happen again. Everyone sort of get where I'm going with that?
Yeah. Makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
Cool.
In our aspect, would that be someone does something wrong, they put their hands up, you don't jump up and down on them, you just say, okay, how can we make that not happen again? That sort of thing.
Sorry to interject, Hudson. I think the general summary of it is basically you're trying to encourage that culture of people not being afraid to come up and say they've done something wrong. So,
Sorry, Pavey, could you do that one more
You're
time?
very
Not on
quiet.
Whisper.
Forgot I was on Whisper. So I think the summary of it is basically that it's trying to instill a culture of people not being afraid to come forward and say, "Look, I've messed up. I've done this." You know, so you think sort of back in the day, sort of using my army background, like back in the day, it was a case of if you fucked up, you hid it as best you could because otherwise you were just going to get bounced. Problem with that is A, you've got something that's broken or whatever that's hidden away, and B, there's a problem. Like you did something wrong, and obviously it might not be your fault, but because you've hidden it, that problem's not going to get addressed. Does that make sense?
And then when it's actually found, it makes the fucking beast even worse.
Yeah, exactly.
Very bad.
And by hiding it up, you're not living up to your culture, your rise culture, the integrity part of it, and the excellence part of it. So you're just failing in all aspects in that way. Excellent. Everyone feel like they got a good grasp on what just culture is.
Yep.
Yep.
But we'll go over some examples that are on here now. So what I'll do is I'll read the example out, and then we'll have a little discussion about what could have happened, what should have happened, and what the individual could have done to stop it from happening, and what could happen to stop it from happening again, if that makes sense. So example 1 is LAC Ton is asked to refuel a Chinook whilst the crew prepare for a debrief on the other side of the base. During the refuel, the airframe is damaged, which means the platoon have to leave later than planned for their mission. Should the LAC report the damage or tell the COC the Chinook must have been damaged beforehand?
Report the damage.
Report the damage.
Yeah.
Right, everyone's in the same boat with that one. Cool, that's fine. No further discussion needed on that. Example 2, LAC Williams is caught racing around the camp, nearly running over LAC Flo in the process. LAC Williams apologizes to LAC Flo, asks if he's okay, and then continues to race. Is this just culture, or should this be raised through the chain of command? One at a time.
Raise through chain of command.
One at a time, Blake. Moses.
Should be raised through chain of command.
Cool. Blake, why should it be raised through chain of command?
Blake, that's you.
Blake. What? Blake shit himself. Someone want to explain to me why it should be going through chain of command? Go on, Callum.
Because he shouldn't have been racing in the first place, and he knew he'd, ran someone over. So obviously, it's just highlight the fact that he's been a fucking idiot. That you should get.
But he's gone over and apologized for doing it, so that makes everything okay, right?
No, because it's still a problem that he shouldn't be doing it in the first place. Even if you say it's like, even if he says sorry about it, doesn't mean it's fixed. Because he says sorry, but then kept doing it.
He repeated.
Agreed with. Yes, he did it
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
That's a long.
What was you going to say, Larkinson?
If he'd apologized and said, I was being a dick, I do apologize, I'm sorry, and then stopped doing what he was doing, realizing he was being a dick, in fact, he carried on, yes, it goes upwards.
Yeah, everyone.
It also makes the sorry less valuable.
Yeah.
Like it's
An empty apology, basically.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, everyone in agreement with that. Anyone got any disagreements?
You're all wrong. No.
Cool. Let's go to our third and final example. Air Trooper Miles has loaded the wrong type of missile on the Apache. He only realizes his mistake once the scramble alarm is sounded and a call sign needs CAS immediately. Should he let the airframe take off, knowing that the wrong missile is equipped, or halt the scramble and sort the problem, possibly resulting in the death of those needing CAS? That is a very, very sticky situation to be in.
Well,
One at a time. First person. Who wants to go?
Yep.
Go on.
So, personally, it's a scramble. It's an emergency situation. Let the pilot know straight away, or the gunner know straight away. Look, you've got the wrong type of missiles. Try not to use them. Use your 30mm cannon if possible, because otherwise, the death of the team that needs ECAS is worse than loading up the wrong type of warhead, in my eyes.
Okay. Ross, what's your opinions on it?
I agree with that. It's not really up to him to hold the bird. It's up to the pilot and the guy who's going to be shooting. And if they say they're going to need the missile, then it should be hold on the ground. But if they can manage without it, then they should just take off.
Cool. Quick, what's your view on it?
I agree. If they got other missiles that they can use, or they can adapt to still support the CCAS call with this missile that they didn't want, and they can still carry out and be effective, then yeah, I think they should continue with the scramble call and do their job.
I've got a follow-up that I just thought of on that. So let's say the missile is, I don't know, 5 times bigger than originally it should be. They use it, and then that causes damage to the unit they were supposed to be protecting. What then?
But that's the thing. If
Aircrew's cool at that point.
if we've been told about it, we're not
People forget,
going to know not to.
Yeah, but it's still, it seems like a pretty big thing to forget. You've got the wrong missile. It's like
in the example, he knows he's put the wrong missiles in. He hasn't forgotten.
No, I mean, like, he tells the pilot, he says, you've got the wrong missiles. The pilots are like, yeah, no worries, we'll be fine. They go up. And then, while the gunner's firing, he forgets he doesn't have the right missile, and there we go.
That is
accident.
Do you think that's his problem, or do you think that's the aircrew's problem?
That's an aircrew problem.
Aircrew problem.
Yeah, the aircrew have been informed that they have been armed incorrectly. So, forgetting about the aircrew, what do you think the air trooper should do?
Report it straight away to the aircrew and let them decide.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Anyone got any disagreements?
No.
No? Oh, perfect. Everyone happy with just culture?
Yes.
Is everyone happy with how we implement that into our operations within Arma?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Excellent. Okay. We're going to move on to the third topic before we start, believe it or not, giving out homework. Actually, we'll do that at the end. We'll go on to our third topic of the evening, which is leadership concepts and followership versus leadership. any of the other instructors want to have a crack at teaching this one? Fellows, don't act AFK.
Say again the topic. Sorry, I've just been AFK myself, so.
Topic 3: leadership styles.
All right. Yeah. Cool. No worries. I'll
let you
take
have
this.
center stage.
Let me just get to the right part. There we go. Right. Yeah. Go on. Then I'll move over. Shall I? Cool. All right. So obviously, you all have at least heard of me. Being fucking shit faced in the server. So you've heard me at some point. But yeah, I'm flying off to Pavey. Obviously, 617 OC. And as you've just heard, I'll be taking you through the 3 leadership styles. So, concepts then of leadership. Leadership is incredibly subjective and is complex, which makes it subsequently difficult to teach. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I can teach you 3 different leadership styles. I cannot tell you which one you need to use, if you know what I mean. The entire point of leadership is essentially, and this is things I've picked up on my own promotion courses in the past, is it's the art of getting people to do what you want them to do while making them think it's their idea. That is the sort of pinnacle of fucking leadership at the end of the day. Okay. So there's 2 different sort of categories really. You got followership and leadership. Okay. Now, obviously, leadership, as the name suggests, is basically the act of leading. Okay, so it refers to either a person or a group of people that influence the actions of others through either motivation and ideas, or sort of direct, sort of just telling them what to do. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. Obviously, as you'd imagine, every organization, no matter how big, how small, requires a leader, for executing tasks, assigning tasks, and basically just making sure the job gets done, and maintaining that oversight. Essentially that is a leader. I can't really go further in depth without sort of starting to flog a dead horse with that. So, can anyone tell me what followership means, or what they think followership would mean? If leadership is the act of leading, effectively, what do you think followership would be? We'll go with Flockton for that.
The exact opposite of leadership. A followership is somebody who just follows the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
They're like a sheep, basically.
Okay.
Subordinate.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, subordinate, someone who follows, someone who follows the orders and the influence of the leader. Exactly. So you do have different sort of followers, as well as different types of leaders, and obviously, if you're usually going to be moving on to actual leadership roles, then you're going to also need to know what kind of followers you're going to be coming up to deal with, if that makes sense. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Also, on top of that, while you obviously are moving into leadership roles, you are still you're not at the top of the train. So, learning about followership also it will encourage you to be better subordinates yourselves and set that example for the guys that are lower down than yourselves as well. So, obviously, the aim of a follower is to not only just follow orders, but also to support the leadership by helping them where possible, basically. Okay.
Yes.
Cool. Give me a second. This document's somewhat confusing, but it's all right. We'll roll with it. So, in fact, yeah, give us 2 seconds. Hudson, I'm looking at page 8 at the minute. Where the hell are the actual different styles?
We don't actually touch on the styles. We go from followership and leadership.
So when you said leadership styles, then I was lied to. It's fine.
But if you can remember them from anything you've been taught, then...
So, I not without pulling out my my old PNCO notes, and I don't even know where they are because I'm bad at my job.
Does anyone remember? Does anyone know leadership styles?
Yeah, typically reference? Do you mean leadership styles or followership styles?
Leadership.
styles.
Is carrot and the stick one of them?
I've got a vibrator on.
Fuck was
What,
that?
have you got your vibrator on or something? Right,
Maybe.
anyway.
This is tongue piercing.
Yeah, so carrot and stick is kind of one of them. Do you want to go into a bit of sort of detail with that?
To me?
Whoever spoke up
Yeah.
with it.
So like the carrot is like, you know, doing good stuff.
Mhm.
Like, oh, you did a thing, here's your reward. Oh, and then the stick is you're, you know, punishing, doing dumb stuff. So basically doing rewarding good stuff, punishing bad stuff to create like more winning towards doing the good stuff and avoiding the bad stuff.
Okay. So this, if we want to put a sort of fancy word spin on it, that sort of leadership is more transactional. So obviously, if you do this for me, I will give you this. If you don't do this for me, I will do this to you. That is more of a transactional leadership style. Now, what do people think the benefits, what the pros and cons of this sort of leadership style are? Anyone?
Obviously, it's like raising a child. When a child is good, you're going to give them a reward. So then they think, oh, hold on, this kind of behavior gets me what I want.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they do something wrong, you discipline them. They're like, oh, shit, right. I don't want to do that again because I don't want to be punished.
Okay, yep. So, with transactional, obviously, it's very easy to inspire and discourage certain behaviors. It's very easy to condition people. Well, we use that sort of leader. That's why 9 times out of 10 you'll use that sort of training method on animals and obviously children as well when they don't necessarily have the intelligence level to benefit from other styles. Can anyone think of a disadvantage of using that style of leadership?
There's no thinking. Oh, sorry.
Go on, sorry.
Punishing people tends not to make them like you.
Okay, yep. So obviously, if you've got someone, say for example, they struggle with what you're teaching, maybe they've not been taught correctly, maybe they just don't understand the sort of material, or it's not being taught to them in the right way. They may be pretty intelligent people, but you're always coming down on them quite hard because they're not doing what you want, and that's going to get them more and more frustrated, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's a good example of it is. Sounds daft, but not kitchen nightmares, Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah.
The people that will lose week after week after week after week and get the shit, you can see them all go downhill mentally.
Yeah.
Massively.
Exactly.
And that'll happen to any team.
So
there has to be reward at some point.
Yeah. So obviously the big thing with transactional leadership style is it's useful. Don't get me wrong. But you can't use that as your only source of leadership because unfortunately it's. But as Larkinson's just said, if over a prolonged period of time, people are going to get more and more just irate with it. And the only people that are going to benefit are the ones that are constantly on the top of their game. And as we all know, the human factors that I mentioned before, everyone has an off day. Everyone messes up every now and then. And, you need to give the room for that just culture to come in. And if you're constantly on top of someone trying to use that transactional leadership style, then you're not leaving much room for just culture either. Okay? So that is transactional leadership. Anyone got any other ideas?
Coaching.
Coaching, okay. So can you go into that in a little bit more detail for us?
Sure. So coaching is you giving a directive that is supportive, but you're also helping them to reach the best of their ability.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not giving them the answers, you're working with them in collaboration to help encourage them.
Yep. Okay, cool. So bit of an example, obviously, in my youth, because I'm another space cadet. I was a target rifle coach, so I used to coach sort of competitive shooting. Now, obviously, transactional leadership wouldn't have worked on there. Every time they missed the shot, every time they missed the target, you clip them over the head. That's not going to teach anything. Instead, the way you go about it is you explain to them where they went wrong, and you explain to them how to overcome that. Yeah. It's not necessarily a you do this now, or I will do this. It is or I'm going to work with you to accomplish this goal, and I'm to the point where I'm going to train you to be able to do it by yourself as well. Yeah, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, where do you think coaching is going to be useful and not quite so useful?
It'd be useful on a
Useful
one-to-one
in-
basis.
Okay, so yeah,
Yeah.
happy
Not
days.
very useful in a frontline situation.
Good. So that's exactly right. At the end of the day, a one-to-one low pressure situation, say for example, or even 2-to-1, 3-to-1, basically in a low pressure situation where you've got the time to break it down and have that discussion, that dialogue with people. That's where it's going to be the most effective, because that's where you can help people understand what they're doing, what you're doing, and how it all fits in. However, obviously, if, as Blake's just said, if you're on the front line and you're in contact, you really think someone's lying next to you and going, "All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go up to that bunker. Do you know how to go through that bunker? If not, but you just need to stick with me and we'll go through it." And basically just talking and talking and talking while rounds are flying over their heads. That's not going to be quite so useful, because they're probably going to get cut off mid-sentence by a big old fucking lead wasp. Okay. So that is your coaching method. Has anyone got any others?
Transformational.
Cool. You want to go into a little bit on that?
Well, from what I learned in cadets, it is more inspiring and motivating people to do the things you want them to do and make the changes you want to see.
Okay, can you provide an example? Or does anyone else think they can provide an example
I think
of
the
that?
best phrase to describe it would be leading by example.
Okay, cool. Obviously, sort of leading from the front, being the person that you... well, yeah, basically being that person that people look at and go, "I want to be like that." They're setting the picture. So that's very much hands-off. It's not necessarily telling people to go do stuff. It's setting the example and obviously showing how it should be done, which obviously is how you should be acting pretty much throughout anyway. You should be the picture as best you can. Does anyone, again, with this one, anyone got any sort of pros, cons for that sort of leadership?
Well, if people are struggling to copy, they'll just be on the loose and try maybe copy the wrong stuff or implement it wrongly. Wrong.
Yep, makes sense.
The people that are setting the example can also make mistakes, and people below them can think that's right or try to do the same thing.
Yep. So obviously, if they're not doing the right thing, and they're trying to set that example, then they're setting the wrong example, and it can snowball from there. Can anyone think of any positives from it? Any pros?
It's
You
encouraging.
could train more.
Yeah. As long as your drills
The
and skills
person who's up there.
Sorry, but yeah, go on, Flotsam. Sorry.
as long as your drills and skills are correct, then that person's going to pick them up. They're going to be like, "Oh shit, hold on, this guy's shit hot. I want to match his level."
Yep. Cool.
You can have a large amount.
Yep. Exactly. So one person can set the picture for quite a lot of people. Yeah. I think sort of company commander level, they're all going to be aiming to use transformational leadership quite often. Blake, sorry, with you as well. What were you going to say?
No worries. In contrary to what I just said, the person who's up there in that position is there for a reason as well, so it's unlikely that they are going to be doing stuff wrong. So if you're following what that person's doing, you should be in the right.
Cool. No worries. So off the top of my head, I'm pretty sure it's 6 different leadership styles. We've covered 3 of them there. But obviously, I am aware time is also going to be a factor. So
we won't squeeze through all of them.
Yeah, we will. We'll leave the leadership styles there. We won't touch on the follower styles as well. What we'll do is, if anyone's really got any questions about them, anyone really wants to learn, let me know. Yep. So
autocratic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Autocratic direct. Yes.
Just to summarize, is you go this, you do that now. So yeah, that obviously has its own uses and its own drawbacks. But yeah, in the interest of pressing on, if anyone's got any massive sort of desires to know all these in depth, let me know. I'll get the material for you, and you can read through it at your leisure. But what we'll do now is we'll press on with the actual course material.
Someone doing the next bit if you want.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm bored of hearing my own voice, so I'm happy.
I'll do the next bit and then I'll hand it over to you, Alex.
Cool, no worries.
Oh, one place change. Right.
Like we rehearsed this.
Oh, holy shit. Quick question: is the shadows on the floor moving for anyone else?
Yes,
Yeah,
they are.
shadows.
Yeah, making me feel really fucking sick.
I thought I was tripping balls, to be honest.
It's making me go, "Bleh." Anyway, cool. Whether you were a space cadet, whether you was in the Army, Air Force, Navy, Coast Guard, if you have heard of the term SMEAC Briefing, stand up for me.
Say that again, sorry?
SMEAC. My 2 space cadets.
Do it all the time.
Excellent.
Did it all the time.
Right, take a seat again. Okay, so within 4IB, as a leader, part of your job is to give briefings. You see, for example, my briefing to all of you and to all of the Squadron OCs is my air order. Squadron OCs may brief you in game. Crew chief may brief the crew in the back of a Chinook, blah, blah, blah. Anyone who's any sort of leader will be doing a briefing. Even your crew chief brief to the infantry, that's a leadership brief. You are in charge of them in the back of the airframe. You are their leader for that flight. So there's a few techniques you can use for briefings as leaders, but the one we use and I personally use a lot, especially in my air orders, is SMEAC Briefings. It's an acronym. The acronym is Sierra, Mike, Echo, Alpha, Charlie. That's how you spell it. S. Pollard, tell me what S stands for.
Situation.
Situation. Excellent. So this is a background to your problem or a description of what has happened. What were the events leading up to where you are now? The point of this part of the process is to provide a snapshot of the background to the following set of instructions. So when you are given the situation in your brief, simple as you are saying what's happened prior to where you are now. That makes sense to everyone.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, can you see where I'm going with this compared to my air orders?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Blake, use the other space cadet. What's M stand for?
Mission.
Mission. So now we know what's happening or has happened because you've been given the situation. The mission is what we need to do about it. The mission should be short, clear, and concise. Statement of what you want to achieve. So, for example, our mission is to organise the Christmas party. Simple as that. At this stage, there's no need to include any detail because that's what the E, A, and C is for. So we've done S, situation. We've done M, mission. Has anyone, apart from Pollard or Blake, got any idea what E can stand for?
Execution.
Execution.
Oh, you've all done it before. You was lying to me.
You told me not to say anything, so I didn't.
I said, everyone stand up if you know what SMEAC is, even if you've been in the RAF, the Army, the Navy, blah blah blah. And
You specifically told me at the beginning.
That's
He's got a point.
That is true.
But that second command overruled it
That is true as well.
So how comes you know Moses and you didn't stand up?
because I took a guess at execution because it made sense.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't tell you what the other ones are.
She's
I
reading
can't
off your air order, mate.
Are you reading my air order?
I don't know what the other
Things
two
she's
are.
discovered go.com.
Alright, so execution. Execution is the how part of the plan. How are you going to achieve your mission? Detailed steps required. What are you going to do? Why, when, where, who is involved, and how? The execution part of the process is usually the longest and should provide sufficient information to allow you and your team to go and do the job. Where that contrasts with the air order is we, as a support attachment, are very reactive to what we do. It's very rare in the current operation we'll be given taskings to be proactive to, other than your standard 662, I star that area at this time for this amount of time, this radius, blah, 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 blah. I throw that into pictures because personally, I think people understand more off pictures than they do words. But that's just my style of giving out orders. So it's how you're going to achieve your mission. You're trying to portray with your execution. Everyone happy with that? Everyone need time to make notes? Or is everyone happy to move on to A?
Happy to move on.
Move on.
Cool. Wick, what do you reckon A could stand for?
I'm gonna give a guess. Additional. That's
Yeah,
I
kind
didn't
of.
think it was right.
Yeah, kind of.
It's kind of.
It's questions.
It should be.
Is it?
I don't think it's.
It's kind of. It's kind of.
Can't think of any other words to begin with A.
So on my air orders, I don't actually put A and C because I cannot physically sit there and give you these two in words.
Put it this way, Wick. The A isn't actually what the section is. It's just to make it sound better when you say the acronym.
I mean,
I have no
am I
idea
right to
what
give the
it
A,
goes from.
Hudson?
Yeah, go on.
It's administration mainly, and it can involve logistics.
So logistics, we don't go, but you're right with administration. So what Jonesy was taught when he wrote this document, when he was going through Cranwell, is A stands for any questions, and in brackets, admin. So at this point, the leader should check that there is no questions from any members of his or her team. After questions, if there are any, have taken place, the team should conduct any personal or team admin and prepare to depart. Does that now make sense why I can't put that into an air order?
Yep.
Yes.
If people have any questions, they will come to me regarding the air order, like Fellows does every literally 15 seconds after I put it out. No, I'm joking. He don't do that.
Do a man like that.
Fuck me, I'll wait for 20 next.
So yeah, if you're given a briefing out in the field, you'll be given your execution. At this point, the leader will go, everyone happy with that? Any questions? Everyone goes, no, boss, I've got that. And you all go away to your own little safe space, little corner, little rollment area, and you get all the kit you need organised, and you crack on with it pretty much. To put that into contrast on what you do, for example, 18 Squadron, before you fly the helicopters, your admin, you ask me if you got any questions. You will say no, because me and Fellows are exceptional leaders and we are very good at communicating, and everyone understands what me and Fellows say all the time, every day, 24/7.
Okay.
You then go onto server and you conduct your helicopter checks. That's you conducting your admin. You're checking that the Chinook is armed, is repaired, has fuel, and is flight worthy. That's you doing your admin. You also make sure you got your medical supplies, you've got your rifle, you've got ammunition for your rifle, you got your food, you got your MREs. Everything you need to do to conduct your job in server takes place in the A part of the SMEAC brief. Happy?
Yep.
Yes.
Cool.
Yep.
C, the last point. C. Anyone want to have a crack at it?
Check understanding.
Perfect. It is check understanding. I was hoping someone who was not a space kid. It's check understanding. So the leader at this point has an opportunity to check the understanding of his or her brief. This can be done by picking on members of the team with a few check questions to ensure everyone knows what they are doing and what they have been told.
Sorry, I understand. I thought you said, "Is Jack understanding?"
Oh,
I was like, "Who's Jack?"
Cool. Yeah. So at the end of it, you'll notice I've been doing it whilst I've been teaching. I've been asking you, everyone happy, everyone understand. It's a bit of a habit of mine when I'm doing briefings. I have very bad trust issues with people, so I have to ask them if they understand. Yeah, I know it can be quite patronising sometimes. But yeah, that's what C stands for. That is check understanding. So does everyone feel comfortable with SMEAC briefs? Anyone want to go over anything?
Seems logical.
No, I'm good.
Does everyone feel like they'd be able to conduct a basic SMEAC brief?
Yep.
With the correct information, yeah.
What's going to happen now is you're going to have 5 minutes to have your notepads and pens, and we'll go from left to right, and you will give us a SMEAC brief of your choice. Keep it very simple, very basic. So the last JMLC we done, I can't remember if it was Woods, McGowan, or Quickie, but they gave an example of their at McDonald's.
Magoo.
Was it McGowan?
Magoo.
What a surprise! It was McGowan, the fat.
He's outside McDonald's. It closes in 3 minutes. The last bus is in 8 minutes. How is he going to get from the front of McDonald's to home? It was very complex
very
for what we
detailed as
needed.
well, yeah.
It was extremely detailed. He mentioned about instead of going in and out the front door, he mentioned about going through the front door, ordering, and then going through the kitchen and out the back door because it's quicker to get to the bus. I was like, we was like,
He's planned that out before, hasn't he?
we was like, all right, mate, fair enough. But it was a very good one. But please don't go into that much detail. You can make it about anything. If you need more time, let us know. But we'll give you until 8:06. Everyone happy for 5 minutes?
Yep.
Away you go and crack on. Five is wankers if we want to go stand over there and we'll have a chat.
Did you put drones down, Hudson?
Huh?
Did you put drones down?
No, why?
Some on the 7
Poor baby.
Right, we'll start from right to left. SMEAC briefing. Flockton, are you ready?
I am.
Deliver.
Okay, guys, reference maps.
I mean, you
Situation.
didn't have to go through this far.
I know. Just let us roll with it, Hudson. Let us roll with it. So the enemy force is converging in the town of Neochori. Grid reference 124144. Our mission is one platoon is going to be inserted to 105146, and they are going to clear the town of Neochori from the east. 662, you guys are to provide top cover with 18 ready for insertion bird taskins. Before any step off at 1830, 662 are to get up in the air and I star that location before any movement. Does anyone have any questions?
Negative.
Awesome. Get ready to step off, guys.
Nice. It's a short and sweet, like it. Moses, are you ready?
Yep, I didn't do an in-game one, so mine's a bit
Oh,
different.
that's fun.
Okay, so our situation is that Mr. Smith has been missing since he went to McDonald's at 8 o'clock last night at Brixton High Street and then decided to take a train to Brighton Beach. He hasn't been seen since and his phone is dead. He was last seen wearing a blue jeans, red t-shirt and a hoodie with a pug on it. Our mission is we need to search Brighton Beach to try and find him. And we will do that by walking up and down the beach from point A to point B while looking for any signs of his presence or leftover McDonald's. If he is located, we are to inform the police and call for paramedics if needed. Do you have any questions?
Nope. Was that based off Mr. Smith being Mr. Smudge? That sounds like a very Darren Smith thing to do.
I was inspired by the previous talk of McDonald's.
Cool. Perfect. Colin, are you ready?
Yeah. You guys have got serious ones. One's getting a takeaway.
Typical Scotsman.
So the situation is that JMLC starts at 7:15, and I get back from work at 5. So I need to get food before JMLC. The mission is to order food, before JMLC, and to ensure the time for proper consumption. So enjoying the food. Execution will be to go to the app, order the correct thing, which is chicken burger, chips, iron brew, and chicken pakora. No sauce, because I'm not a cretin. Any questions?
What's food?
It's food.
Might be able to translate.
What was the last thing on the menu?
Chicken
Yeah,
pakora.
I'm
The fuck's one of them?
Yeah.
A chicken
Awesome.
pakora. It's like a bit. It's like I don't know.
Oh,
It's like Indian
pakora.
fried chicken.
Yeah, I know what a pakora is. Yeah.
Yeah. See.
Oh,
it's not-
anyway,
Pakora.
He
Right.
speaks like that.
Wiki. Let's go.
I'm shocked by the
Try.
iron brew.
Some of you might know this story a little bit. The situation I was driving too fast. I threw a rod and now my engine's fucked. My mission is to get the car running, so we need to take the engine out, rebuild it, and put the engine back in. So to perform that, we need to lift the car up, take the engine out, and start stripping the head. Start stripping the engine. We need to take the head off, sump off, pistons out, check the head, check the block, rebuild it with our new parts. Any questions?
Am I now qualified to conduct an MOT legally?
No. So I'm afraid not, Hudson. However,
Roger.
I do need you to go and order us some new pistons, please.
Denied.
If you can fix the car, can you fix a Royal Navy destroyer?
If you can fix a skateboard, you can
Yeah,
fix a
if you
car.
can- if you can fix an-
fix a car, you can fix a Star Destroyer.
I'll destroy. All right.
If you can fix
Wrong
a Star
Milsim,
Destroyer,
mate.
can you fix shitty Sky Wi-Fi?
Do we
Pollard.
all understand?
Yes, we do.
Yes.
Pollard,
Wonderful.
fire away.
Situation is, there's a zombie outbreak, and our path has been
Oh,
blocked by a ravine. So our mission is to build a bridge across the ravine to escape the approaching zombies using the materials that are behind us. To do this, we'll grab the wooden beams and put them across the ravine, and then fill in the gap with the other wooden planks in order to make the bridge, and we'll then cross the bridge to safety. Any questions?
Yes.
Well,
Well, the
Mobile
zombies walk
Live.
across the bridge.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
a
the
good
zombies
point.
never
We
enough.
will break the bridge afterwards, okay? Any-
It's a bit pointless. Okay.
Did you copy a mobile ad? I swear I've seen that for a mobile ad.
But
no, it's actually one of the most common cadet briefings ever.
one more question.
Yep.
What if the zombies on the other side as well?
What, aren't you?
They are
What if
not.
you're a zombie and you just haven't died yet?
What is a zombie?
Right.
That's yeah.
Mr. Ross.
Okay, situation. Car doesn't have enough fuel to go to work. Mission is to go to the gas station and refill it. Execution is drive to the gas station, refill the car. Any question?
We're not just phoning sick
How-
instead.
How are we
Well,
going to
for sure.
That's what
refuel?
it's gonna-
How are we going to refuel the car?
With the I don't know what the English word is.
Pump.
The gas, the petrol pump.
Yeah, that one.
Anything then. The Sasquatch.
So, on your execution part, make sure you're going into the finest of detail, so make sure no one fucks up. The more detail you go into, the less chance there is to fuck up. But you was on the right course there. I'm happy with that. Larkinson.
Okay, we have a very grave and dangerous situation. Hudson has run out of tea in his mug. Our mission is to retrieve and refill Hudson's mug with tea. Execution. Flockton. Proceed to Hudson's office and, via Geordie sneakery, obtain the mug from Hudson's desk. Which will boil the fill and boil the kettle
Boil
as
the
Flockton
kettle.
is on his mission. Ross will obtain milk and sugar from the cupboard. Cullen will get the tea bag. I will mix all ingredients upon mug arrival and kettle boiled. The order will be tea bag, sugar, hot water, let it stew, then milk. Moses, you will deliver the mug of tea back to Hudson's office with girly swagger. Any questions?
Yeah. What happens if I get caught trying to steal the mug?
I'm afraid you would be put down as
Authorized to use lethal
losses.
force.
MIA.
MIA.
Yeah.
Wasn't anything to do with us.
Acceptable loss. We'll just send someone.
Wow.
Or casualties, yeah.
I
Cool.
really like that one.
Everyone understand their jobs?
How many sugars do I have?
Two. Standard NATO.
Denying, no sugars.
iStar will have told us that before the operation.
You're definitely not sweet enough.
I think this beats McGowan's by a fucking country mile.
iStar me making my own fucking tea.
Did you see Pollard hanging off the fucking kitchen cupboard?
Truman.
Mission is situation is there's no more food in the house. Kids are screaming and are very hungry. Mission will be we need dinner ready in 45 minutes. Execution will be just call for delivery and hand out the iPads. When handing out the iPads for the kids, go to Netflix, then select Peppa Pig. It is under the kids tab. Kids are happy? Yes. Really? Yes.
That's a real life situation, guys. I've
Yep.
lived that.
It was actually tonight before making this course.
Right. I feel like some people are using real life a bit too much there, so
I feel like
fuck,
a bit of
fuck knows what sort of friends you've got, Moses.
I
feel like a bit of a dick after doing mine now.
Morgan.
Yeah, don't worry, Flockton. So my situation is that Fisher has crashed into a tree again.
All right, next. We know how this one.
Yeah, we've all done it a million times, so I don't need to go over it again. But I will anyway. We're going to go and rescue him and the crew. So Tricky 1-1, we're going to spool up and head to his location at grid 01234567. Anyone who is currently tier 1, we will drag out of the burning wreckage and get them to a stable state. Get them on Tricky and get out. Any non-serious or non-life-threatening medical stuff can be performed on the Chinook and then bring them back here. Any questions?
Negative.
Okay, just to check on the standing then. Cullen, what grid?
Where the trees were.
0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Exactly, thank you.
There it goes. The grid will be.
Yep.
Right.
That's in the middle of the ocean.
Blake.
Right. Wick has killed a civilian with the minigun on the Chinook. A riot has started in the town of Athera because Wick killed a civilian with a minigun. Wick, realizing what he'd done, jumped out of the aircraft with a stolen parachute. So our mission is going to be to move towards the town on the main road from the airfield. Attempt to locate and kill Wick. Then one group take him back to the airfield for interrogation. And another group will move into the town with riot shields and tear gas to try and stop the riot before it gets too close to the airfield. Any questions?
Could we just throw Wick at the rioters?
That's what was my question.
That would work as well. It's a good question.
How
We'll
valuable
update
is
the
Wick?
execution. We're gonna find Wick and bring him into the town and just leave him there.
You'll never find me.
Bye, Wick.
Blending in. Right.
I'm gonna
cool.
start running.
Some pretty good ones there. Everyone happy with that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Larkinson has to win for the funniest story.
Yeah.
What's going to happen now is we will have a break until 8:30, and then we will move on to the practical part of the night.
8:30.
Yeah, well, 10 minutes. 10 minute
10
break.
minutes.
You missed topic 5.
You guys don't go to winter
no,
time.
we have got one more thing to do.
We already did.
Alex, that's you. Go on, teach.
Yay.
In 10 minutes.
Okay then, so this is 5th topic. So we are going to be covering discipline and people management. So can anyone tell me the definition of discipline? Ross. Is he here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, what do we mean by discipline?
Oof.
Can anyone help him?
Yep.
I can if you want me to.
Like,
Well, it is following a set of rules or restrictions to a good standard. It can transfer into self-discipline, which is keeping yourself in the rules without being told to do stuff, and ties into respect and integrity.
Yep. Okay. So
use of punishment to correct disobedience as well.
yeah. So within air command terms, so saying all of you, if you pass JMLC, you'll become a leader. You'll become in that leader role. So you need to know how to, know how far to go with discipline and how to inflict it in our terms within 4IB. So, for example, Flight Lieutenant Hudson, he's the boss of Air Command. So, as the top, he's in top of all the. Technically, he wouldn't be, but as of now, he's on top of everyone with discipline. Doesn't matter what flight, doesn't matter what squadron, he's on top. But every officer, NCO, SCNCO, etc., needs to know how to do discipline for that respective category. So if you're an NCO, you need to know how to discipline those beneath you, and same thing for SNCOs and officers. So, for example, let's just say Pollard, you're a full sergeant, you're on fucking operation, and then you have, I don't know, let's just say fucking SAC,
Muscat.
Jono, drop a fucking drop a JDAM on the fucking on the ground, purposely because someone pissed him off. As a SNCO, how would you proceed to discipline that person?
Well, first of all, separate him from others just so I can speak to him about the situation, because it is just like a one-to-one session, so no one else needs to really be involved to stop anything else developing with other people. And then basically see what his side of the story was for it, and then just, essentially just get understanding as to why he did it. And then, I suppose, if it needs to bring it up further up the chain of command, then I'll do so. But from an SNCO point of view, obviously tell him not to do it again. I'm not really sure other than that, really.
Yep. So on the terms, go ahead.
Why is an SAC flying up?
Not flying, he's like rearming shit, but yeah. It was just an example.
Sorry, Alex.
Yes, go on.
In terms of that, you said he'd done it on purpose because of someone had said something?
So he did it on purpose because someone basically pissed him off.
So wouldn't that be an ally because of the SOPs?
Can do, but that's what I'm trying to say. Like, how far would you take discipline on the circumstances of what someone's done? So let's just say, I don't know, Cullen drives a fuel truck too close to the Chinook and he blows up. How far would you take that discipline with that person? If he didn't know how to do it properly, what would you do there, Moses?
You try to understand what training he needed to make sure he did do it correctly, and it was probably a genuine accident. So you reinforce the behaviour that is needed so it isn't repeated?
Yep, so he wouldn't be basically, a guy, you're getting this on your P4, don't do it again, fuck off. You'll basically be, okay, this is not how you do it. You can basically see how this goes in hand with just culture and boys. But on a practical level, when you are in the leadership roles, so you can see all the guys here, Fellows, Fisher, obviously they're on their own flights. Fellows is the head of 18 squadron, so he would be in charge with all the flights discipline. But if it comes to him on a certain level, so if it isn't dealt with on like a corporal or sergeant level, and if it gets to him, then it's obviously something serious. If it gets to Hudson, Jones, and me, then you're basically fucked up, really bad.
No, I don't like doing paperwork.
Basically fucking me then, okay. But yeah, so there's a link and a chain. So COC. So the more fucking how far you climb up the ladder is how much you fucked up. So if it's on a low level, then obviously slap on the wrist. You know, don't do it again. This is how you do it. But if it starts to climb up, then there's something wrong and there's something that needs to be done about it. Okay. For another example, then.
One question.
Go ahead.
Who decides how far up it goes? Is that
As a leader?
Yeah. Okay.
So let's say, I don't know, Corporal Fuckwit, witnesses someone team killing someone else out of fun. How would you take that up, Truman?
Yeah.
How would you take that up if you witness that and you're a sergeant?
Yeah, then that's an issue. There's no excuse for that.
Yeah. So how far would you bring that? Would you bring it on a crew chief level or a flight not a flight lead level or squadron level or ACHQ level? What far?
I think squadron.
I think ACHQ.
ACHQ.
Because it's against SOPs.
Okay, but then again, with the SLPs, you've got minor, major, and gross misconduct. It just depends on how far. That's your responsibility to say, how far do I want to take this?
I would speak to the person as well and
Yeah,
see what the story is. And I mean, it could be an ND, probably isn't.
Yeah. So for me, for my example, if I witness that, obviously afterwards you wouldn't probably like fucking yell at them in game, but take them to one side, both parties, and get to both sides of the story, see what happens, and then take it from there. If it was purposely, then yeah, take it to ACHQ and it would be dealt from there. But if it was an ND, and what can be done to not do that stuff, put your weapon on safe, put it down, basically that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But obviously you need to know how to deal with these situations, because as a leader, it comes to the point where you can't shy away from doing discipline. Obviously, some people can be nervous or shy, etc. But as a leader, you need to know how to do it and when to do it. Does everyone understand that?
Can I ask you a question with that one?
Yep.
So let's say, for example, I witnessed that, took them both aside and spoke to them. As a junior leader, making that decision to go straight to HQ, I think I'd leave that to my squadron commander. So, like, for example, I talk to them, then go to Fisher and say, look, this happened, I spoke to them, they said this is what I've done. Do I need to take it further and
Yeah, he would climb the ladder, so he would go from NCO to officer and then to ACHQ if needs be, but it just follows that chain of command, basically. So if you want to take it further, then obviously follow the chain.
ACHQ, I thought, well, shit, I'm not going to take it straight up there.
No. So obviously, like I said, it's a ladder. So obviously you don't go straight to me or Hudson, because then we'd just tell you to fuck off and go to your squadron officers and OCs.
But then what if you think it needs to go higher, and then your squadron commander turns around and says, "Well, no, it doesn't."
Cool.
That's up to them. If it doesn't need to go for, because obviously they're an officer, so if they can deal with it, then that's fine. But if they choose to take it higher, then that's on them as well.
So
that's
say it's something you've noticed. It comes under the gross misconduct.
Mm-hmm.
You take it. Well, I'll use it for an example. Pollard's done something. It's gross misconducted. I go to Dryden and I say, "Look, mate, Pollard's done this. What should we do? I've spoke to him. He's told us to fuck off. What do we do?" And Dryden just says, "No, it'll be fine. We'll just leave it."
That's another. Okay, yeah, that is another thing. If you have someone who's above you, say an officer, and they don't want to take it further, and it is basically tearing the fucking our guy shit in half, then it is your responsibility to miss that COC.
Right, okay.
Because if you don't report that, then what do you think is going to happen to that person if he's not going to get any reprimand or discipline? He's just going to count you exactly. So it's basically down to you and how you feel. So if he tells you to fuck off, and you know that it's not the right thing to do, and you know it's a gross misconduct, then you take it further.
Okay.
And then obviously, when it gets further, the person who is high above will go down to that officer and say, "Why the fuck is not? Why hasn't this been passed up? Because of the severity of it."
Yeah, completely understandable.
Does anyone have any questions with discipline?
No.
Could it be possible that you witness something, you bring it up to your next in command, and then they tell you to take it higher? Would that be a feasible thing that might happen? So let's say I go talk to Fisher about something, and he says, "Go talk to Hudson," or "Go talk to Fellows about it."
It would probably always be their responsibility to take it on. I mean, obviously, if they physically can't do it, either go cross chain of command, so go to another pilot and ask them to take it up, or
So obviously you've got your own flights, and you'll probably have someone more senior and more higher rank than you in your squadron.
Agreed.
So for you, it would be
Fisher.
Mills, and then so you always will have someone more senior and more higher rank than you in your squadron.
No, I totally agreed. But what I mean is, like, if I go to Fisher and he says, "Yes, agreed, you should take this higher than me," would that be his responsibility to take it higher, or would I go to Fellows?
Yeah,
I think
it would.
As a junior leader, then that's your responsibility, is to report it one up the chain, and then they do what they need to do.
Yeah, because if it needs to stop at me, or if it needs to stop at a junior leader and it doesn't need to go up the chain any higher, then that's where it would be
of
actioned.
course.
Yeah, but if it does have to go up, then you would pass it on. The junior leader would take that to the squad lead. Squad lead would decide, no, that needs to go higher.
Yep. So just another example. Let's just say someone shot their weapon system purposely. How would you go about that with an ND on a weapon system? Anyone?
So first thing you do is go over to the person who's ND'd, ask them what happened, how they ND'd, because it could have been a case of the tabbed back into the game without having pressed escape first. You know how sometimes it can do that? So that might have happened. It might not have been intentional. So then you can pass on the information. Look, next time you do it, press escape before tabbing out. Then when you tab back in, you'll be fine. If it's a case of, it was a misclick, it's like, okay, what you need to do then is you need to put your weapon on safe. And if they don't know how, as a junior leader, teach them. It's, control tilde.
Yep. So obviously the key word there was purposely. So if you witness someone ND purposely, like just shoot randomly, not literally killing someone,
that's a bollocking.
Exactly. So as a discipline, how would you go about that? If you're in, say, like in this area, you're safe on operation, you're in your airbase or airfield or whatever it is going to be, how would you stop that person from ending it further?
Pull them to the side, tell them to get the weapon out of the magazine, tell them to give their fucking head a wobble.
Yep, so you could, give them a verbal warning, you can take the mags away, you can take the weapon system away if you have to. So does everyone understand how you would, limit yourself, or how to pass on discipline if it needs to go higher?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sound. So does it?
On a side note, negligent discharge can't be purpose done. It's an unauthorized discharge.
Unauthorized then, but yeah.
Yeah. Someone won in court because they were clever and said, "I meant to do it." And technically, and it got thrown out of court. So their court martial was thrown out because they said they meant to do it rather than negligent. Very clever lawyer.
Well, Alex, you want to swing over Batari's box quick, and then we'll have a break and get
Do you want
going?
me to send it to everyone?
I've banged it in course material on Discord.
Cool.
Enough fellows can do that. You can do something. He's gonna act like
it doesn't a tin.
Go on.
Right, Batari's box. Everyone able to open up the the picture in Discord or the link in Discord, whatever Hudson's put in?
Yep.
Picture.
Give me a second.
Give me a second.
You, me. You, me.
What? Oh.
Wrong way around.
Give me a second.
It is literally a vicious circle.
Yeah. Problem I've got at this very little second right now.
Do you mean to send it to you privately?
For YouTube. Right, I'm getting there ish.
It's a picture, so you can swing it over the top when you come into editing it if you want.
Yeah, I'll have to. Sorry, Karen.
Cool. Batari's box, quite simple. It essentially shows how your attitude and behaviour can affect the whole squad that you're in or whoever's around you, essentially. So obviously, starting at the top, my attitude affects my behaviour. My behaviour then affects your attitude. So essentially, you as a person, Larkinson, my attitude then could have affected my behaviour towards you. I could have been pissed off that you took forever to open that link. It then affects your attitude. Continue on round. It then affects your behaviour. You're going to be a lousy person for the rest of the course. Your lousiness could then affect my attitude again, essentially, for a quite a harsh example. But it essentially shows how it can be a vicious cycle. My attitude can affect your attitude, and it could affect our behaviour quite severely. So you can see how Batari box is quite a simple thing to do, but it's also such a vicious cycle. And it's that point where you need to be the bigger person. Essentially, if someone's giving you shit attitude, try and avoid that affecting your behaviour, because it's only going to come back on you twice as hard. Cool. Is that everything I need to do on that, Hudson?
Yeah.
Or is there any other section in that?
I've actually got a perfect example of that.
Go on then.
Hudson, do you remember the night you shot us down just outside, just over the taxiway? And I was in the 3-med tent fucking kicking off.
Yeah.
Did you not say that was a perfect example? Because I was pissed off, my behaviour was out of line by kicking off in the 3-med tent. You were there to witness it. You pulled us to the side about my behaviour. So instead of you being on server being, look, fucking stop being a fucking bellend, you've done it the right way by taking us to the side and saying, look, mate, not the best thing to do, not the best thing to say. Next time, just fucking leave it.
Yeah, do you see how he's managed to affect your attitude and your behaviour after that talk he's had with you? So
I calmed down a lot.
A prime example of how Hudson's behaviour affected your attitude, calmed you down, and your behaviour then changed within on the operation. It could have easily gone a completely wrong direction. Hudson's behaviour could have been stayed silent, and then your attitude could have got worse and worse because no one's disagreeing with you, so you're on your way up at that point. So it can be a vicious cycle, but it's also a brilliant opportunity to calm people down and break it, essentially. Any other questions on it? Or any examples?
Nope.
Cool. Thanks for your example there, Fox. That was good.
Right. What's going to happen now is, do you guys want a 5 or a 10-minute break?
Just enough time to get a fucking cigarette down my throat.
5, I guess.
You're not meant to inhale them.
5. We're going to have a 7 because 6.5. Because I like 5s and 0s. So back at 5 minutes too, and then we'll get cracking with the practical exercise.
Don't forget to drink before you go AFK.
Back at 5 minutes.
I don't even have
5 minute quarter to, Hudson.
You mean quarter 2?
Quarter 2?
Yes, that one.
Right, I'll be right back. I'm going for a fucking smoke.
Bye. You're gonna chin off another order.
Blake, you mong. Blake, man, you mong. Get up.
What?
They're fucking shouting on you. We need a fucking.
How can we do it if he can?
I heard that. What's up?
Blake is getting all his orders because he has to leave in 5 minutes, probably.
I'm worried, man.
Oh, here's a school night, isn't it?
Hold on, are you drinking a drink with ice?
It's the best way to do it.
Ugh.
I'm not gonna drink without any ice, am I?
Alright, you can then.
You two just wanna
Oh, they've made him do push-ups.
Oh,
How
he's
do you
doing
do
press-ups.
push-ups?
I don't know. I hope they don't
It's-
ask.
No, that someone's made them.
It's
Someone
in-
made
yeah,
him
it's
in Zeus
Oh,
to do
punishment
push-ups.
action.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so they're just bullying him.
They're disciplining him.
Oh, he's just
Yeah,
said
they
I
can do it
hate
when
you.
he's halfway over.
Just said I hate you.
Right.
Whack on me.
Oh, I'm out.
Larkinson, Morgan, Flockton, and Truman, follow me, please.
Oh.
Aye, aye.
Aye, aye.
I'm worried now. Why am I still
It's
here? I don't
fine.
like this.
It's fine.
It's not fun.
Gotta start running.
Are we gonna die?
Gotta
They're
get
gonna
a
wind up
head
against the
start.
wall. Well, the people
alright.
normally get.
We're all medic trained.
Oh, they're surrounded. Oh,
Here we go.
no.
Oh, we're gonna get.
Moses, Ross, Cullen, Pollard, with me. Follow me. We're gonna go against the wall and line up, ready to and surrender. I said, follow me, Pollard, please. Thank you.
Sorry.
Sorry, a bit too fast. Just speak your silence.
Line up from here, quick. Let's get surrendering, please. Moses, up nice
How
and
do you
tight.
do that?
Cullen's
How
not
do
that smelly.
Stealth interact.
Yeah, control windows and then
Oh,
surrenders
yes,
in the
yes.
bottom right.
Yep.
Got it. Wonderful.
Thank you.
Okay, that's us.
Roger. Oh.
Good old fellas. Roger.
Everyone is to dump everything except Blake, who will keep his map compass as well. Truman, Morgan, Larkinson, don't dump it here. Do not dump it here. There's an empty crate over there you can use. Get rid of everything. No maps, no night vision goggles, no compasses. Get rid of everything except your own.
I do look at my inventory and walk away. I don't like it.
I did the same to me.
You're in trouble.
I can overhear.
No, but you walk from you to me. But me, you walked
I
away.
don't think he's briefing them of anything important, so don't worry. I'll brief you guys with everything that we need to know once we get started.
Okay, thank you.
Happy?
Will we live?
I hope so.
Okay.
Let me back.
Right. Oh fuck. Right. Get rid of your radios, map tools. Yeah. Yeah, so all you need on your kit is your MREs, water, what's that, and your Virtus helmet. So get rid of everything that I've just said that you need to get rid of. Not yet.
Could you say that again? I couldn't hear you.
You're on Whisper, Alex.
Yeah, I know, because I'm whispering to one at a time.
Oh, Rog.
Is there
Yep,
a specific
so-
place you want me to put them?
Yeah, so there's a box over there.
Okay.
Get rid of everything that I've said that you don't need.
Okay.
We'll be watching in Zeus, but yeah, keep that around just in case. There's no point keeping your watch. Thank you, mate.
I'm
I
guessing
think-
it's only me that needs to have the 152.
You keep your map, you keep your compass, Blake, and you'll also pick up a set of night vision goggles as well.
We need 343s as well, sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
you keep your
literally all I'm
343s.
dumping is
Oh, those been. Yeah, we got this.
map and compass.
Okay, I'm all good.
It's worrying that I'm not having any bandages on me.
Yeah, but he
Okay, return to the line when you're ready, guys.
I have a lot to take out my bag.
Oh, I just want to take my entire uniform off. I've got so much. Canteen. Good. Revis.
I think that's everything I had to get rid of.
I hope.
I think that's everything.
Did you guys keep your radios?
No.
Go grab your radios quick, please, lads. And tell those others.
Okay. We were too effective in getting rid of everything.
Is it 3-4? Is it 3-4?
It's a 3-4. I don't know if he wants the 3-4-3 or the 1-5-2. I had both with me. So.
Okay.
Do you want to split how long it's on?
Take your helmet off. You're gonna count.
Alex, I have no idea how to put you.
Put him in
I
your,
don't.
Put it in your smock.
Rog, it's in my
Yeah, so ice interact with it.
equipment. It's not there. There's nothing there, mate.
It should be at the top.
No.
If you have a DLC face, it doesn't work.
Don't worry about it if you got a deal for DLC face. Pass your cam green to someone else.
Okay, Pollard. I'm going to put it in your backpack. We'll just save it.
Put it in. Make sure you put it in your smock.
Need to make sure you put it in your smock, and then it should work.
Have your head shit off as well. Your berets.
Yep. So just to confirm, they all need PRRs, and they can keep medical stuff as well.
No,
Apart from that, they oh, okay. Just meet me. All of these just can have food and PRR.
And PRR, that's it.
Got it. Can I just confirm that you all have PRRs and food and water?
I'm gonna give them a once over again just to make sure. To test their integrity.
Still got my beret with me.
Yeah, should we? Yeah.
Berries are okay.
Okay.
We need some headgear.
I take it we shouldn't have the 1-5-2 then.
No, we shouldn't.
No 1-5-2.
Okay. No, we just need the 3. Yeah.
I think that's the default armor thing for group generals.
Oh, jumped over it.
Oh, really impressive.
Don't ask me to ever repeat it. Oh, I've got myself in wrong positions again. Come on, let's interact.
3-4-3, whatever he gave me just now, are MREs.
So, again, headgear, 3-4-3.
There's 4 in one box and 2 in the other.
You already had it in the kit, don't you?
That's alright.
There we go.
I'll give him a once over when they're fucking done with this.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all up. Come on.
Perfect.
Happy
Go on.
they're all sorted, mate.
Surrender.
There's only 4 in one box and 2 in the other.
Roger.
Yeah, no problem.
Not even on myself. Give me a second.
I heard you on fucking
Ross, get rid of your compass now. Double time it.
Oh shit! I have a compass as well. I'll dump it.
Get rid of it. Double time it. Get rid of your radio, Pollard. You're fine. Quickly, double time it. Go.
Jesus, just went through this. Mosey, you can put your hands down. You're good. I'm happy with you. Ross, double. Go ahead. Surrender, both of you.
Yes. Now shit happening from the blue team.
Jesus Christ, lads. 3-4-3. Okay. You're okay, Ross.
Thank you.
You're okay, Cullen.
Right, where's your last one? Come on.
Wick, how are your team? Might be starting to piss me off.
Right,
Pollard,
ready?
quick, get your arms up. Yeah, we're ready.
Okay. It's on you lot. If you've got illegal kit, then yeah, it's on you lot.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, yeah, all teams ready.
You want us to become blue?
Yeah, we'll switch to blue, please, lads. And lasses.
How do you switch to blue?
Self-interact, team management, join blue.
Thank you very much.
Here we go.
Ooh.
Oh god, this is
Are we meant
dark.
to have a 343 or not?
Yes.
He told me to put it away though. He literally just told me to throw mine away.
No, he meant.
No, said the 152.
I don't have a 152.
Do you have a 343?
No, he told me to put it away.
Jesus.
So he told me to put my 343 away because I didn't have a 152 on me.
What channel would you like us to be on, Wick?
We need to be blockade channel 3.
Okay.
Oh,
I don't
sexy
have
channel.
a radio because he told me.
Yes, I understand that, Pollard. I'm going to resolve that.
Blockade channel 3.
Okay. Oh, give me a sec.
Radio channel, blockade channel 3.
Confirmed.
Hey, sexy.
Radio check. Port 8 channel 3.
You didn't say anything.
My push to talk's not set. Lovely.
Congrats.
One moment.
That would help.
Damn it. It's set on server 1, so it should be set here. Okay, where is push to talk set? Where is it?
Fuck if I know.
Wick?
Helmets on, please. Pollard, you should have one now.
Wick, can I ask a question?
Oh, Jesus.
You can now.
Ooh.
Where do I find my push to talk for my radio in my menu settings?
I don't have one, Wick.
What do you mean in your menu settings?
In
Okay,
my
let's get our hats on.
options. Okay.
Right. It should be an acre. Block 8 channel 3, please.
I don't have one, Wick.
What do you mean you don't have one? I've been told you had one.
Well, let's, we should probably come off whispering.
I don't know. Maybe there's an enemy in the church.
Okay, yes.
don't like to be in the
Let's
church.
get in this one of these buildings quick. Get in this building. Okay. Got to give you a quick briefing, lads. Okay, what are we? Situation, we are dropped here. We have no idea where we are. Obviously, we've been dropped in the middle of nowhere. We need it to... there is an enemy presence. We need to make it to our destination unspotted. We need to make it to grid 142183. If you all reference your maps, it is the gas station here, just south of Athera.
One moment, Wick.
We don't
have
any
maps. We were told to remove them.
Not a problem. I shall distribute my map, and we should all, you know, we'll take
Wait,
some
I have a
time.
map.
I have my map too.
Yeah, I have a map.
Oh, we were told not to.
I definitely don't have a map.
Yeah.
I don't think you should guys should have maps.
Drop mine too.
want us
For
to-
fairness.
He said everything but your water and your PLR.
Correct.
Yeah, but then he
Go
looked
ahead
at me
and
and
just...
said, only get rid of your compass. So.
Yeah.
Okay, if he only said get rid of your compass, if he said that directly to you, keep it. Rog. Okay.
Can you confirm it's 142183?
It's the gas
18,
station
correct. Yes, they can't see, they don't have a map, Cullen.
You say that grid again?
142183.
Thank you.
I'm going to pass my map to you so you can check it.
I don't need it.
No, I'm passing mine to Moses so you can see. Pollard, you don't have one either, correct?
Nope.
I'll just share mine up.
So we need to find where we are. We need to move to that grid without getting spotted. Do we have any questions?
here. I think we have no clue where we are right now.
Correct.
You have a compass.
We are unarmed. The enemy
we're not
is
meant to have
not.
compasses.
We're not meant to
I have a compass. If they weren't told to get rid of a compass, you weren't told to get rid of your compass. It's just going to be a shame you're going to have to stick with someone, Pollard, because you've got no radio. And
Wick, my radio doesn't appear to be working. That's what I was trying to check.
Maybe
Okay,
just give
go
it
ahead.
to Pollard.
That could work.
I will
If
stick
we do
with
it that
one
way.
of you two.
If Pollard uses it, because if you can't use your radio, why should you have it? Kind of thing.
Okay, Moses, you can have pass your radio to Pollard.
Okay.
What we'll do, Moses, you can have my you got my map. You can have my compass.
Wait,
Understood?
Rick, you take my map.
Yeah.
then.
No, I'm giving my compass to Moses.
Oh,
Sorry.
I thought you were giving her your map.
Where is it? How do you get into it?
Just scroll wheel.
Oh, scroll wheel. Thank you.
Okay, we need to find out where we are pretty quickly.
There you go.
And then we need to start moving our way. It's pretty dark. We've got a big town that way.
Did he just give me his
I
compass?
recognise
He
that
did.
town. That is the.
Okay, let's go.
What do we got?
What
Well, we
channel
should
is the
stay
radio
out
on?
of light. Let's stay out of light.
You go.
Agreed.
Vic, what's the radio on?
8-3.
Block 8, channel 3.
Perfect.
Wick radio check block 8, channel 3.
Yeah, I've got you.
Yeah, I got you.
Let's confirm that on the radio, please, lads. Just.
Yeah, here.
Okay, what bearing is that way? We need to find out where we are.
That way is bearing 130.
There's a church
130, so okay. It's bloody dark.
It's bloody dark. I can't.
I have night vision. This is great.
I can see a church bearing 130. Let's step off the road a bit as well.
Okay. Rog, okay. Let's come over, follow the voice. I understand it's going to be a bit difficult. Okay. Let's go up to that. Yes, up to that next hill, slightly. We need to
We
find
can't
out
see
where
it.
we are. That's our first point.
Okay.
Who knows how... Who's done that, Nav?
No.
Yep.
Who are we missing? We sh...
Oh.
Come on, someone is stuck on... You're stuck on... Come on, Pollard, that's a fucking... Yes.
Oh, where have you gone?
Trying to stand on a crate.
Where have you gone?
Let's keep walking, 130. Follow the voice.
Good thing you've got a mini map now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's to give it
Keep using
GPA.
that shack tech. Oh god.
I'm following Moses. Moses get lost, right?
I've got Ross still in front of me.
Perfect.
I've got Wick, so we'll be fine.
Okay.
Look at my
Okay,
ass.
we're taking more of a
Okay,
bearing
we're at the
120.
tip of the hill.
Oh.
So,
Alright,
we're
yeah.
saying that church is 120, correct?
Which church? I have lost sight of you. Where are you
It's
behind me?
there,
Okay.
right there.
There. We're pointing at it. Can you see that?
No, okay. That bearing
Yeah,
is
it's nice and bright.
129 approximately.
Okay, and what is the bearing to that village we've just left?
312.
Okay, can someone try and work out where they are? Does someone know how to do triangulation in Arma?
With map tools.
Yes.
Yes,
Moses,
I
do you
don't
know how
have
to
them,
do
though.
triangulation
No.
in Arma?
No,
Okay.
sorry.
Who knows how to? I do. I want someone else to be able to.
I know how to do it, but I don't have map tools.
Okay, Moses, go
Fair
ahead and
enough.
pass the tools to Ross if you can.
Where is
So
he?
put them in his
I'm
back
in
pocket,
front of him
directly
now, I
in front
think.
of you.
Yeah.
Okay, let's have a look.
Guys,
Yes,
left.
yep, I've got it going in your rucksack. 2 seconds. There you are. You have the compass.
Wick.
Um,
Wick.
we worry about
Yes.
the flare?
There's a flare right above us.
Seen, it's not above us. Oh,
We
that
should
is
probably move.
Raj. I think they're helping us see potentially.
Yes, it's quite
Let's
dark.
let's hit the deck. You know, well at least crouch.
Okay,
We are silhouetting at the moment.
I feel like I'm about to jump on top of you.
What is that?
God.
Do we
I'm
know what
sorry.
that town is called that we see? Is that
I
in the
think
chart?
it's probably. I think that might be.
Well, I think I know where the other team might be.
It doesn't matter.
Oh wait. Eesh, I don't think that flares for us.
No, I see movement in the town.
That's
got-
good.
we've
That's
got-
going to be enemy though.
Well, it's
How are
good
we
to know
doing on
about
the
this.
triangulation?
We need to know what that fucking. Can I see someone's map and I might be able to?
Yes, I'll help you. I'll give you all the stuff you need.
Thank you. I'll turn around.
Yeah, there you go.
I might be
You
able
should
to
have it
get
in your
a-
backpack.
Thank you. Map
If you're not
tools.
doing anything, just keep a watch.
Yep. I'm watching the road from where we just came.
Aethera, there is no church. There is a church in Aethera. Okay.
There's a church in every town.
Rog,
Wait,
and we are.
I think I see vehicle.
You probably
Hostile
do.
vehicle over there. Do you have any
Oh,
form
can
of
I?
binary?
Did you give me a compass? You did. Okay. Okay. So yeah, that church is 130. Agreed. It's in the town. Oh, vehicle moving up on us now. I can hear it.
Yeah, I hear it. Hit the deck.
Hit the deck, lads. Let's try and move into this little shack here.
No, I just see blackness.
It's over to your
I'll see
right,
the
to your
shack.
right.
Okay.
Towards the void, we've got the vehicle moving in now. Hit the deck.
Okay, I'm next to Pollard.
Hello.
Where have they gone?
Behind us.
Okay.
This way. They're in the shack right behind.
Oh, okay. Ah, okay. Oh.
Oh, it's so dark.
All I can see is your name, and you've
Okay, I
just
think I
disappeared.
found us. I think we're in the town of Ifestiona.
You're standing with me.
Door's over here.
Vehicle's coming back. Get down.
We're in the town of Ifestiona, I believe. That would put us on a perfect grid for Aethera's church. We just need to make sure that there's potentially a church in this village as well, and then we can continue moving to just move towards the light pretty much. Another vehicle moving this way. Let's get past now. Enemy contact in the village. We need to get moving, lads. Back from where we came.
Are you moving?
Oh, I'm in the
Cut
building.
stopped. We need to try and
Remember, we don't know where the south is.
I can see
Door's
Pollard.
behind you. Behind you.
I can't
Uh,
find
come on, let's keep moving.
I can't see you, Wick.
Moses
Get
here.
out.
Yep. Okay, I see Pollard. Yeah. Okay.
No, Moses, you can't go through that way. That's a wall. You
I
have to come towards my
You better
voice.
think.
You're lying down. You need to stand up.
Yes.
There we go.
There we go. Okay.
And here we go. Let's get moving. That church is where we can go.
Okay.
You keep disappearing into the distance. Okay. Really hard to follow a nameplate. Yep.
Let's go for Shanghai. Playing him bounce.
I just keep bouncing off your arse, I think.
On the deck, on the deck.
Down.
What is it? What is it?
Hummingbird.
He's got it. So much.
Okay.
Ready?
Yep. Okay.
Moses,
Yep,
you come straight
yep.
after me.
Yep.
Just, you know,
I'm with you.
so we don't lose track.
Thank you.
Are we all happy that, you know, confident that this is the right way, even though I know you don't have maps and map tools?
You seem confident in the position, so...
I am very well versed with the map of Altus.
And we have no reason not to be. Oh,
Okay.
I lost you.
I'm still here.
Oh, I just got an error crash come up.
Rog. I spawned something in.
Ah, okay.
Wipe
There you
you
are.
here for a second. We need a plan to get around the town. We obviously don't want to go through the middle of it.
I need to eat an MRE.
Hit the deck. Vehicle coming. I'm gonna keep an eye on that vehicle. I don't see any more. It's going over the brow of the hill. Let's keep moving. Are we all happy with what we're doing? Anyone got any problems? Silence is bliss, right?
Just like a touch.
Get down.
Down.
That same hummingbird, I believe.
It's spread out a little bit.
It's a bit moist.
Oh shit.
Oh, and another fucking truck. Bird's coming right for us.
Shit.
It's circling. It's circling.
Keep staying. Right, let's go. You good, Callum? What's going on? Vehicle down, yep.
Continuing.
You're on this Charlie man, Callum, right? We happy to keep going?
Yeah.
Yes.
The bird is coming back. Let's try and get some spacing if we can, please. I understand it's awkward with it being so dark.
It's getting a bit lighter.
There's a fence right here. Fence coming up. Fence. You're gonna have to vault.
How do you do
Shift.
B.
Right, let's keep going.
Thank you.
More flares to our right.
Oh, I've lost you guys. Wait a minute. Come on, get over. Right. There we go.
Here we go, Moses.
Thank you. I got stuck on the wall.
You really?
There's
I
another
saw that.
fence.
Another fence here.
V, double tap V.
Can't see them. That's the problem.
Wait,
Yep,
looks like
okay.
there's a big boy military compound right there.
Is that it? Okay.
Agreed.
There's.
Well, no, we're gonna head further south. We're gonna have to come round. I think that's our best bet. Across country, round the back of Athera, and to our point.
Okay.
Are we all happy with going cross country like this?
Yeah.
Sounds like the most sensible option.
I think we're going to see the most military activity inside the town.
Something.
That's my reasoning behind it.
Wait. I think I hear a baby.
Something's alright.
Well, Control C makes you walk, and sometimes it's on right click makes you, but I'm not sure other than that. Who's our last man? Rog. Keep an eye if you can on that bird that's flying around behind us. Okay, and we've got those flares off to the west. Rog, that's perfect. We've got a small couple of buildings coming up front. We're gonna head to the left of them, hopefully. We've all done obstacle crossings in phase 1, right?
No.
No, okay. No, obstacle
Nothing like
crossings
that.
as in a road, crossing a road.
Nope.
Rog.
What, you mean it's one by one?
Yeah, like the
mean, right?
infantry do.
Yeah.
Okay. Rog, we're gonna hold up a bit here. We're gonna have to cross these roads. It looks like there's no activity, but we want to continue straight across, heading south pretty much.
Okay.
Are we all happy? Yeah, how are we all doing?
I could do with a drink.
I could do with a
Vehicle coming down, vehicle coming down. Let's get into the bushes. Behind the wall, in some bushes, please.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh.
Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you? What the fuck are you doing here? What are you doing here? Talk to me. Who the fuck are you? What are you doing here? You, fucking come here. Stand in front of me. What are you doing here? Hurry up! Who are you and what are you doing here?
We're British soldiers and we got lost after a vehicle crash or something.
What are you doing here?
Trying to find our way home.
Home. Where is home? Fucking talk to me. Hurry up.
Grid. I've got a grid 142183.
Do you know where you're going?
We believe so, yes.
that man on the floor there. Him.
Me?
Hurry up, get here now. Any equipment of your current team leader, take it off him. Understood so far?
Yep.
Nice. Okay. Proceed with that. You are now the team leader. Take the team to where they need to go. Happy?
Yep.
For the rest of your journey.
European. That's it.
I'm slightly deaf still.
I'm just in severe pain. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in severe pain. So.
Yeah.
That'll be the flashbangs.
Yep.
It's only just stopped ringing.
Yep, just stop ringing. Okay.
I'm still ringing. Did it really need to use that many?
It's a 9 flash, it's fucking AIDS.
Okay, do we continue?
We're only in pain, we're not hurt, so I
Yes.
don't think we, as long as we're all mobile. Well, it's on you, Cullen.
It's starting to get lighter, so maybe we should get away from town.
Yep, we need to move. Alright, I think we are...
Quick.
Where was our goal?
142, 183.
The gas station south of where we are, right?
I have no idea where it is. It's that way.
I think I know where we are. It held 2-2.
I gave a grid to that man.
What grid was it?
137 something.
183, 187 maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, 137, 187. So I think where we are.
Um,
Because that there would be the red house.
Yeah.
That's the house.
And then we got the diagonal wall here and stuff, so.
Yes. Right.
Let me just
And we need
finish
to
my
head to
order.
that. And we're heading to that gas station. Right, let's get moving then.
Oh, right.
You get across the road. Keep heading south. Then we're gonna cut at 17, at point 17, we will cut and then go up northeast to get to the gas station. Just gonna keep
Yeah,
away
we're
from
just gonna follow you,
civilization.
bear in mind not all of us have
Yeah,
maps.
most of us don't know where point 17 is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it should. Alright, well, follow me. Can someone watch the helicopter to our left? Just to make sure we know if it's coming. I think it might be hovering around about the area, which is not good. Got power lines there.
Yeah, I see the helicopter.
Well, there's a vehicle 100 meters to our right.
That's what I just said, yeah.
Not gonna move, so we need to move, but...
Yeah, no.
Cautious.
Make sure everyone's there. Keep heading this way. Just so everyone knows what the plan is, there is going to be a compound down this road. When we reach that compound, we will start heading in the direction of the gas station. Any questions?
Nope.
Nope.
Alright, well, after we get to the compound, we're going to start heading towards the gas station.
You cut off again.
I like it, okay.
Gas station part.
Yeah, well, after we get to the compound, we head towards gas station. About 100 or 200 meters from where we are right now. Towards our southeast.
Anyone hear that idea?
Yep. That's the...
Okay.
Start heading, guys. Start standing up and start moving a bit quicker. check over his shoulder every like 15 seconds just to make sure we're clear. Okay, we're gonna cross this road. Basically catch straight for that compound. Moses.
Oh. Oh.
Oh.
Hello.
Oh.
Well, that went fucking tits up.
That went brilliant. Oh my god.
Me.
It wasn't too bad.
8 hours later.
It was. Me and Flockton were trying to figure out what was going on. I turned around and there was an enemy soldier in my face.
Right, shut up. Go and take a seat over there. Quickly, double time it.
My screen's
Go.
Oh, they're still in there.
Yeah, they didn't despawn.
I just ran into the chat.
I might just have to put down an F-35 and go and fucking take them out.
I think that happened to Hudson as well, because you can't delete them.
All are here.
I'll do it after the end of this, though. You might be in aim.
Oh, I've tried that.
Combat pace.
That'll be the one. Oh, move.
All good. I'm helpful
You're
sometimes.
on Whisper, Hudson.
Oi.
Some people not on Whisper. So, we thought what?
Fucking shit show.
Tits up.
I have no idea what happened.
Because we had absolutely zero time to dial in our location on the map.
Yeah, we were immediately just in our face with enemy forces.
Agreed.
I just saw a black screen for the entire thing.
We should have got our shit together and moved in one direction specifically a lot quicker than we did, in my opinion. But that was my fault. I was started when we didn't.
Anyone in a fancy jacket got any feedback?
We'll start with we'll start with the blue team, I think, because I was sort of hovering between both and Zeus. It seemed for the blue team you could. So first and foremost, both teams got put down about 20 meters from a sign that would have told you exactly where you were. Both teams missed it. However, I think Wick, your team, you got an action plan sorted. You kind of found out where you were quite quickly, and you generally just sort of hit the ground, briefed you guys, and started moving in the right direction. That being said, there was a moment where there was a flare that went up, and I've actually got a screenshot of about 3 of you just stood up looking at it, which was fucking hilarious. Yeah.
That was probably us, yeah.
Yeah, that was.
We all
that
went,
was...
oh, there's a flare.
There's a flare.
Yeah. Oh, it's pretty. Yeah. Nah. You're supposed to hit the deck. But
There's a reason we're not infantrymen.
Yes.
I've got the screenshot of that, which was quite funny to see.
Good.
And also you guys passed by that sign that I mentioned by about 5 meters.
It's in the Discord now.
Yeah. Which again would have told you exactly where you were. But to be fair, I think at that point you didn't really need it because you seemed to know where you were and you were heading in the right direction.
That one.
Yeah. Towards the end of it, then, obviously Cullen, I think it was, took over. Was it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I only caught it briefly, but it sounded like you had a plan. Can you just briefly explain what that plan was?
Well, I figured out where we were because we had actually stopped it kind of an easy bit to understand, and then I just kind of got where we were going, which was like the gas station bit.
Yep. So it looked to me. Go on. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, and then and then we just kind of got like a plan going for where we're going, and then like a turn off point.
Yeah. So I was going to say, what was your plan? Was it because it looked to me as though you were sort of moving around the village? Is that what you were doing? Was it?
Well, that was originally Wick's idea, and I just wanted to keep. It was a good one, so I kept on doing it. But I kind of just set like the the compound down here. I don't know if you can see my yellow thing.
Oh yeah, seen.
Yeah, that is like a waypoint, and then would start heading towards the gas station from there. Cause it's pretty.
I've no dramas with that because at the end of the day, if you've already got a good plan, you don't necessarily need to put your own spin on absolutely everything you do. If you've already got a good plan, you've already got a good method. There's no reason to change that. So recognizing that's an important thing to take away as well. So yeah, overall, blue team, I'm quite happy with how that went for you guys, because it seemed like you were including quite constantly. Just remember when the enemy's searching for you and someone sends up a flare, it's probably not the best idea to sit and observe it for a while.
But it's pretty.
It is pretty. It's a nice screenshot.
I have a few points.
Go for it.
Yeah, I was mostly watching red team. Good points on the site of flares and helicopters and the enemy MRAP. Yeah, good drills. Got to the ground. Hit yourself. Bad point. What was happening at the start? Because you decided to move off, but you wanted to go back on yourselves.
Basically, we ran up top of a hill without registering ourselves that we were spawned right beside it, and we were talking for a bit. By a bit, I mean like 30 seconds. We've seen some lights in a town off to our, I think it was west, but no one else could see direction. We were going to curve around the field and move to that. The second we started doing so, 2 jeeps rolled up. We moved back over the hill into cover. The engine stopped, and we assumed they got out, so we started moving away from that back towards where we came. And that's when helicopters and loads of shit started coming down on us.
Okay.
I didn't even know there was a jeep.
So,
to be fair.
I'm just going to say this. This goes for both teams as well. If you can hear me, yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, that exercise is obviously you had enemy hunting, yeah, but it's also to test how you can handle under pressure as well, as a leader. So, say on ops, you just know the pilot, co-pilot, and shit like are under pressure to get those birds to wherever it needs to go. So obviously, you as NCOs and officers, becoming officers, you need to know how to handle that pressure. So obviously, that is another aspect on that exercise. So the thing was to have each of you taking turns of being the leader and doing your own SMEAC briefs and shit like that to everyone else. But that was an element as well of the exercise to see how you would handle under pressure from being basically being in the chaos. So obviously, you might say, there's a lot of shit going around you, but that's the whole point. You're meant to push through that and guide your team to wherever you need to go. Everyone understand that?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
On an overall basis, how successful do you all feel?
Absolutely shit.
I mean, after looking at the map,
I think
nothing
in
from
terms
that
of
whatsoever.
actually staying
I'm gonna be
alive,
honest.
we did quite well in red team. The amount of stuff that was coming at us, I think we were at least decent at not getting killed.
You split into 3 groups.
Although at one point we almost did.
You done well. You split into 3 groups. I found fucking Truman in the middle of the field by himself.
Oh yeah, of course. But
and then 2 of
you
you
guys
fucked
actually
off.
hear me?
The mortars coming down on us.
I even turned around to Truman when there was, one single flare. I mean, literally one single flare above me and Blake. And I say,
yeah, I said it's above us.
That flare is above us. Come to it.
That exercise is totally unrealistic and is completely designed to make you fail and overload you with stuff around you, the job to do, the problems of not having the right equipment, completely overload you and make you fail, which all did. Wick's team dealt with their problems fairly well until we threw the bullshit in of Wick's a fucking shit leader, so Cullen take over.
And he deafened us, yeah.
That was painful.
With the 9 bang. So don't let that dishearten you for the rest of the course, because that exercise is designed to fail. We are pretty much at the end of the night. 5 more minutes left because I've got to give you your homework. What this homework will be at the beginning of week 2, which is yet to be decided. Use the JMLC Discord to communicate for what day is best for you. We'll go over that in a sec anyway. But what your homework is, yourself and one other person who I've got written down here will be PM'd on the forums by me. You will be CC'd in it, as will the other instructors, to know what you're doing. There's 5 predetermined topics. You'll be given a topic by random, and it is your job to deliver a presentation on it. Presentation should last a maximum of 5 minutes. It is then an open forum to discuss your presentation from instructors and your peers. Happy with that?
So we're doing that with one other person as a pair.
Yes. You'll find out who
Are
your
all of
pair
us
is
gonna
when
be-
you receive a message on the forums.
Roger.
Oh, that answers my
And
question, no worries.
you'll also find your topic as well within that PM.
Roger.
Happy?
Happy.
What else will happen is we or myself will assign a duty bod. The duty bod's job is to find out when you want to do next course, and what date. The only days we are allowing you to run a course is Tuesdays and Thursdays. So it's down to you guys to use the JMLC Discord to discuss between each other on what date is best, and then the duty bod's job is to let the instructors know what date is best. Please allow 48 hours in advance for your best date for day 2. Happy?
Roger.
Yep.
One question.
Go on.
What happens if you can't make this date?
Depending on your reason, you'll be able to have one opportunity to resit and relearn the key parts of day 2.
Right.
But the reason,
The reason I'm asking is because I only do Thursdays. Can't do Tuesdays. Just
Well,
like
there you go.
phase one.
You've only got Thursdays to choose from.
That's when you discussed it in the JMLC Discord between
Yeah,
yourselves.
yeah. We need to ask everyone.
Happy with that?
Yep.
First duty bod will be Cullen. So it is your job to bring us a time in which you want to do the next day. I'll set a channel up and a role on Discord, so you'll be able to let us know in a private forum. Happy? One last thing I will be doing before we disconnect is I'll be making a very, very quick Google Docs poll, and I will send that to all of you in the classroom for feedback on the course.